Today we are going to do summary lesson 4 and 5 because they're pretty short, so we should be able to get both of them completed in class. Remember that this goes with the Utah Core Writing Standard where you write an objective summary with textual evidence. Before we begin, let's talk about your rough draft and make sure that your conclusion restated the main idea in a different way. If you don't know how to do that, make sure you reference the 4 R's of paraphrasing: reword, rearrange, realize some words have to stay the same, and then recheck to make sure that it's the same meaning. If your concluding sentence doesn't do all of those things, then try rewriting it. All right, we have a couple of different objectives for today. The first thing that we're going to work on is understanding the importance and purpose of academic language and how we can use academic language. And then after we've put that in our summary, we are going to make sure that we use transitions effectively, and we are going to vary our sentence beginnings. All right, very first, let's work on academic language, which is right there in the summary genre chart. Where would that be in the 6 traits of writing? It's going to be in word choice because academic language is part of the reasons that we put certain words in our summary. In your rubric for summary, it's right here, academic language. You need to make sure that you restate information in your own words, that's the paraphrasing part, using academic language. Academic language in your notes that I provided you says right here, language that helps us communicate in an academic setting. It's basically professional, quote unquote, big kid words that you want to add to your writing. To do that, you'll go to thesaurus.com. And this is what it should look like. And what you'll do is you'll just type in here the word from your summary that you want to replace. But let me go over really quick some things that I have seen. So you'll type in is about, and if it doesn't know exactly what you're talking about, it will make something up. So like this replaced is about with be about, and then it came up with these different suggestions. And then you just replaced is about with one of these. So your sentence was, Would You Marry a Stranger by Jessica McBurney is about the benefits of arranged marriages. And you changed it to, Would You Marry a Stranger by Jessica McBurney deal with the benefits of arranged marriages. That does not make sense. When you are adding transitions, you have to make sure that the grammar fits the sentence that you already have. So instead, you would change it to, Would You Marry a Stranger by Jessica McBurney deals with the benefits of arranged marriages. That makes sense. If you feel like you typed this in and it came up with something else and none of these would really make sense, then you can try different ways to type it in. So I said talks about instead of is about, and it came up with these instead. And it says, Would You Marry a Stranger by Jessica McBurney discuss the benefits of arranged marriages. Still doesn't work because it still doesn't keep the same grammar of my sentence. So I would just change it to discusses because I'm keeping the sentence in present tense. So good job. Okay, this is your new sentence. People in arranged marriages are happier. So you type in the word happier, but only one word pops up, more fortunate. You could use that, or similar to a dictionary, when you're using the thesaurus, instead of using happier, you could put in happy. And look at all of these different synonyms that pop up. But again, you have to make sure that it makes sense. So I saw ecstatic on here and I said, people in arranged marriages are ecstatic. I replaced happier with ecstatic. However, ecstatic means like extremely happy, almost like excited. And that's not what the article said. So that wouldn't make sense. Just because there's a synonym here doesn't mean that it makes sense in your sentence. Also, very, very important, if you do not understand what a word means, do not put it in your summary. So many times I have seen people replace a word because it's listed as a summary. They don't know what it means, and it makes your writing worse if you put a word in there and you don't know what it means and it doesn't make sense. So instead, you would want to change it to people in arranged marriages are more satisfied, because you'll notice right here it says satisfied, but the original word was happier, which means more happy. So I just added more in front of this, more satisfied, and it makes sense. This is what it will look like in your papers, I crossed off what I did not want, and I added my new academic language in blue underneath it. So I knew I'm getting rid of this and I'm adding this instead. This is what I want you to do. Push pause, add academic language to your summary, and then come back. Okay, hopefully you understand the importance of academic language in your summary and you added it to your paragraph. Next, we are going to talk about using transition words. Where would transition words be in the 6 traits of writing? It's going to be in sentence fluency because transition words help connect your ideas. And this is what yours should look like. You have a strong sentence, you have another strong sentence, and then you have a nice transition that connects these two ideas together. Please don't let this be your sentences where I am falling off a cliff and I don't understand why you put those two sentences together, so your writing is really choppy. Instead, what we want are transitions that help your writing flow and connect one idea to another. Let me give you some examples. So, sequence transitions have to do with specific order or they specify time. So, if your sentence was arranged marriages used to happen all the time and people do not do them as often, I would add a transition to say currently. Arranged marriages used to happen all the time. Currently, people do not do them as often. That connects these two ideas because this one happened in the past and this one is happening right now. Next, we have location. So, arranged marriages happen mostly in the Middle and Far East. In America, they happen mostly within the minority. I added the word here because we don't live in the Middle and Far East. So, by adding the word here in America, it connects those two ideas. Compare and contrast. Let's do compare first. So, this is when things have similarities. Arranged marriages allow parents to pick the spouse of their children. They know their child best. I changed it to arranged marriages allow parents to pick the spouse of their child in light of the fact that they know their child best. Next is contrast, which is where you show the opposites. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. Autonomous marriages declined in love. I chose the word whereas. I also made this one sentence so that it says arranged marriages have twice the amount of love, whereas autonomous marriages declined in love. Your transitions can go in the middle of your sentences as long as they are connecting ideas. Next, we have one for summary. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. They are happy. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. Generally speaking, they are happier. Again, I'm connecting my ideas. Cause and effect. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. They are happier. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. Consequently, they are happier. This is to show when one thing resulted from another. They are happier because they have twice the amount of love. Emphasis is to show importance or to provide an example. Arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. Autonomous marriages declined in love. This was surprising to me. So I said arranged marriages have twice the amount of love. Surprisingly, autonomous marriages declined in love. This is what yours should look like, where you are either highlighting in orange words that you already have that are transitions, or you are adding more transitions to your summary. Push pause and add transitions from your summary notes that are on there, or add your own if you didn't see any on the summary notes. Remember, this is on your rubric, and I will be grading you to make sure that your transition link together your sentences or your paragraphs. Since a summary is just a paragraph, you're just linking your sentences. Hopefully, you are able to use transitions effectively and you varied the beginning of your sentences. As always, if you have any questions, please let me know.